What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Richard Allen. We're going to talk about CCIV and Lucid Motors in this video. And hopefully I'll give you a little bit of a different perspective on the whole situation. So stick around. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. I'm Richard Allen. We talk about stocks on this channel, and I'm really excited to talk about this whole situation. Now, this is all based on rumor and conjecture and whatever, right? It's just all rumors. Just like PSTH, Bill Ackman's SPAC, the massive SPAC out there, that's like $20-some a share. Yeah, that's all rumors, right? Like that whole SPAC is fueled on rumors, and now CCIV, very similar thing happening, okay? Now, there's a chance that this is all going to happen and Lucid Motors will go public through a reverse merger, but there are other possibilities for Lucid Motors. Now, if you don't know what Lucid Motors is, Lucid Motors, the CEO of Lucid Motors is the guy who designed the Model S at Tesla. So if anyone can beat Tesla from a technology standpoint, it's Lucid Motors. They have a ton of patents. They have some brilliant technology. They're the fastest in terms of the quarter mile. They have one of the fastest 0 to 60 times. They're the most efficient vehicle out there from a battery pack standpoint. There's a lot of reasons why Lucid Motors is fantastic and why people are so freaking excited about it. Look at this stock. Just based on a rumor, this stock went parabolic, right? This was just trading at $10 a share on January 11th. And then this rumor came out and everybody's like, what the hell's happening? Like, what's happening? Boom, it shot up to, at one point, it got to $21 a share. This is absolutely crazy, and I love it. But just imagine what's gonna happen with this stock. It's almost certainly gonna go to $30 if they really are merging with Lucid Motors. Now, yesterday the rumor mill was running rampant, right? Everybody was excited about CCIV because this stock doubled in the matter of a few days. It doubled, right? So what happened yesterday is Lucid Motors had a meeting, okay? And speculation was rampant as to what they were meeting about, right? People were thinking, okay, they're going to announce this merger. That just couldn't have happened yesterday without an SEC filing, right? So I didn't think that any sort of merger was going to be announced, but I was paying attention to the news. But mostly what I was doing was paying attention to CCIV, their SEC filings. That's what I was doing, right? And their last SEC filing, I think, was in like November or something, right? So I was paying attention to their SEC filings to try to find a new filing, and then I would have reported on that, okay? I wasn't necessarily paying attention to the Lucid Motors meeting. But what Lucid Motors came out and said, and I'll pull the tweet up here in a second, what Lucid Motors came out and said was they plan to go public by April. Now, again, these are rumors as well. This isn't an official press release from Lucid Motors as far as I can see. This is, again, maybe Lucid employees or whatever talking about it, okay? The reason people are so freaking excited about Lucid Motors is because of their CEO, their engineering, their technology. I mean, the Lucid Air is a fantastic feat of engineering. It's the most efficient sedan, EV sedan out there. It's luxurious, it's beautiful. It's kind of funky looking in the back, but it's more efficient. The aerodynamic drag is way less than Tesla's. This is for the same battery pack. It's 17% more efficient from what I'm reading on the same like kilowatt hour battery pack, which is super impressive. They have some amazing architecture. I'm just gonna kind of play this video so you guys can pay attention to it in the background as we go. But there is fantastic engineering being done at Lucid right now. Now, this vehicle is really fantastic looking. Again, besides, you'll see it here in a second, besides the back of the vehicle, kind of looks like, I don't know, it reminds me a bit like the Porsche Panamera or something like that, right? Where it's kind of funky in the back. But that is directly related, as far as I'm reading, it is directly related to aerodynamics. Now, from the front and the side, I absolutely love the vehicle. It's really pretty. It looks like it has a full glass roof. It's like one piece of glass to the center and then a second piece of glass, so it has that full panoramic roof look. And the attention to detail in this vehicle is fantastic. Now, the first vehicle that they release is going to be the Lucid Air Dream Edition. This thing is $170,000. It's an expensive vehicle. Now, this part here, what they've done is they've lowered the battery pack, the motors. They've kind of stretched everything out on the inside, and the size of the vehicle on the inside is similar to that of an SUV, but the size of the vehicle on the outside is similar to that to a normal sedan. So they can be more efficient with their space and more aerodynamic. So there really is some brilliant engineering on the backs of this vehicle, like for sure. And it's showing the Lucid Air on the racetrack where it performs really, really well. The CEO here, he talks about how we didn't plan to build a fast car. I like fast cars. We didn't plan to build a fast car, but it just happened with the Lucid Air. And they actually, Lucid, the company actually started as a battery company for Formula One vehicles, and which is fantastic because their battery technology is really, really, really good. The CGI is amazing. The animation is the best. No, but the battery packs, they actually charge at 900 volts. So you can charge to a 300-mile range in like 30 minutes, I think they said, which is fantastic. They're actually also going to market with bi-directional charging. So this part here, let me go back to it here so you can see that. So what this part is, right, is that you can actually essentially use your car as a battery pack for your home. Okay, so that's something that Tesla's talked about as well, but they decided not to, so they built things like the Powerwall and stuff, right? So with Lucid, they're going to be doing bi-directional charging. So you charge your car during the daytime on the solar energy, and it stores all of that energy in the battery pack, and then at night, when there isn't any solar energy, right, your vehicle will power, you know, a certain part of your house or something like that. That's the idea with bi-directional charging. So pretty smart. They're building a massive facility right now, very similar to like the size of one of the gigafactories or something like that. And they talk about their efficiency with manufacturing and different robotics and all that kind of jazz. So very similar to what we see with other car manufacturers right now, and specifically like Tesla, right? Now, similar to what we see with Tesla, they have, you know, everything's like app oriented, right? In terms of who's driving the vehicle, unlocking it, locking it. You can see all of your schedules and stuff like that. One of the cool things I see here is these showrooms are absolutely amazing. They talk about here the digital first experience with these vehicles, and what this next part here is really, really cool. So you can go into these Lucid studios, they call them, and sit down and drive one of these Lucid vehicles in a VR space. So kind of cool. So they're really going for customer experience first, okay? And again, like this is the first sedan like over 500 miles in a charge, right? So they're talking about, like here he says, my hope is that we go from range anxiety to range confidence, right? Because that's something that's really holding the EV space back. Not that, you know, you drive 500 miles on a tank of gas. In most cases, 400 miles is fantastic, right? So 500 miles it will give people, like he said, further confidence in this vehicle, driving this vehicle. And now that's why I'm excited about Lucid Motors. They have fantastic engineering. They have that 900 volt charging. They're super efficient vehicles. They've got an SUV coming out relatively soon. And they don't necessarily have to go public via SPAC, but it is one of the quickest ways to go public, right? Aside from doing like a direct listing or something like that, like Palantir did. But if they do the traditional IPO route, okay, investment banks tend to take a big portion of shares. They tend to make a lot of money from these IPOs, right? So with a SPAC merger, it tends to be a very, very quick way to go to market, okay? And they can get a quick influx of cash. Like in this case, it's a couple $1 billion. Now, Lucid has already raised $1 billion, it sounds like, from what I can tell. But they could do so much with $2 billion. This company has already done a ton with $1 billion. So it would be amazing for them to have this cash. Now, there's rumors of them merging with PSTH, right, which is Bill Ackman's SPAC. There's but the most solid rumor right now is that they're merging with CCIV. Now, if that doesn't happen, this SPAC will probably go down to $10 a share again, and quick, like super quick. Now, there's a really good chance that come Tuesday, this is actually going to fall from where it's at right now, and right now you can see it's trading at 1836. There's a good chance that this is going to really go down, probably to the $14, $15 range, would be my guess. Now, we watched it go from like roller coaster from 16 to 18 like crazy last week, right? Before settling in this 18 range. But there's a chance that it's going to fall further simply because the market's uncertain about the future of this potential merger, right? And people, I don't know, people tend to be a little bit short-sighted when it comes to the market, right? Now, I have no doubt that CCIV, based on their management team, will, and the amount of cash that they have, will pick a great company to merge with. The other rumor that they have is that CCIV is going to take DirecTV public. I've heard that rumor too, right? So there's a chance that CCIV doesn't have any sort of agreement with any company at all, right? That this is going to be another one of those rumor mill SPACs like PSTH with Bill Ackman. It's going to keep just kind of slowly going up until they have some sort of definitive agreement. But Lucid Motors has a chance here to do something great, to really, I'm serious, like to rival that of Tesla from an engineering standpoint long term. Now, this would be if this happens, if they do announce this and CCIV is the company to merge with Lucid, I will be putting it in one of my long-term portfolios and looking away. Because imagine if you could have purchased Tesla. Now, a lot of us had a lot of opportunity to make a ton of money on Tesla. But in terms of a SPAC, right? If we had the opportunity to purchase Tesla at in like the SPAC range price, we'd be rich. A lot of us would be super rich. Now, I don't want to buy anything based on a rumor, and I'm fine with, this getting announced and the stock running up to $30 right away and putting it in a long-term portfolio and just leaving it alone. I'm fine, just like with BNGO, I'm fine with missing out on a little bit of the run-up until I understand and have higher conviction in the trade. But that's how I trade. And again, this by no means is any sort of financial advice. I'm not telling you guys what to do because I can't. I'm just some random dude on YouTube, allegedly. But seriously, like that's what I would do. If Lucid Motors was to do the IPO route, I think that would suck for a lot of us that are really excited for this, because they would almost certainly have some sort of crazy IPO price, and institutions would make millions of dollars or billions, and we'd be left to pick up the pieces like DoorDash and Airbnb, right? So I hope that Lucid Motors goes public via a SPAC, because it gives us the opportunity to buy in really cheap, because this would almost certainly go to $100 freaking a share right away if they did an IPO. But that's my thought, okay? So I hope, for the sake of all of us, that we get to buy Lucid Motors at this SPAC price of, $15 to $20 or $15 to $30 range, because there's so much more room for it to go after some sort of merger is announced, especially for a company like Lucid Motors. And they're going to start selling their vehicles. They're starting deliveries this year. So very fantastic time for them to go public. And they definitely need the cash right now to ramp up production. It sounds like they're their facility is going to be able to produce up to 380,000 vehicles per year. So really, that's all the news I have. Again, this merger is not guaranteed. It hasn't been announced. If this falls through, CCIV will almost certainly tank from where it's at right now. And there's a really good chance that it's going to go down next week because nothing was formally announced this week. And people really don't like uncertainty. And there's a chance there that people are going to pull their money out because they're afraid. So that's my thought. But please let me know what you know down in the comments. Let me know if I'm wrong. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. As always, if you didn't already do it, click that beautiful red subscribe button down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.